Hello and welcome back to another episode on Inspiring Hikes. This is going to be part 2 of what you need to bring. I just did a video on food and all the options with food, and this video is going to discuss your clothes and your toiletries. Other than that, all the gear is provided. So I'm going to backtrack and catch up on a couple little things. I previously talked about food in the last video, part 1, and this video I'm going to mention a few other things I forgot to say. You can spice up your tuna or your ramen with little packets of hot sauce or little packets of mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard. So condiments come in little packets. Always grab some of those at the gas station or restaurant before your hike. Something else. Don't bring the whole ketchup bottle. Get packets. And same with seasoning. If you want to bring some seasoning to put on your stuff, don't bring the whole container. Just sprinkle a little bit in the bag. And if you love Chef Boyardee in a can and you're dead set on carrying in some Chef Boyardee, so be it. You can do that. You just have to pack out the tin can so you have a little extra trash. It is a little heavier, but if that's what you want to eat and that's what you like, by all means, pack in some Chef Boyardee. One other thing, I'm going to go over this real quick, food related. The cooking bag. So I provide the same setup that I used during my thru hike, just a very simple pop can alcohol stove. There's a bunch of reasons I recommend using this. They're harder than it looks to make. I've tried making some at home, but I purchased this on eBay for like $5. Very well made. All you have to do is take an ounce of fuel, pour it in there, fill up your cook pot with water. Like that, you have to give it a few seconds until the flames shoot out all the little teeny holes, just like a stove top. And you set that on there. Simple as that. You boil your water. If you're doing ramen noodles, you just throw the ramen noodles in there and eat out of that. If you're doing it one of those mountain house dinners, you'll take your boiling water, pour it in there, let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, then eat out of the bag. Pretty simple. I provide a few napkins, a little bit of Dawn soap, and a sponge. Most of the time you don't have to clean out your pot. If you cook rice or something that sticks to it, you might have to scrub out a little bit of leftover food. Okay, so very simple. To store it, I keep this stove inside of the pot so it doesn't get crushed. It's kind of important to store it inside of there. But I'm going to talk about a few reasons I like the alcohol stove. First of all is the fuel. So you can pour, what this is denatured alcohol. It's probably your best bet for the cleanest and hottest burning fuel. Most hostels along the Appalachian Trail and hostels in general sell this stuff by the ounce. So if you've got a 4 or 6 ounce bottle, this is 4 ounces. They may sell it like 50 cents an ounce, so to fill this up might cost you $2. You can also burn rubbing alcohol. 70% obviously, or 70% works better than 50%, especially at higher elevations. very readily accessible at all gas stations, Dollar Generals, just about anywhere along the trail. You can buy this for $1, maybe $2. If you're desperate, your hand sanitizer, squeeze it in there. You can use it to burn. Or gas stations, they have yellow bottles of heat. It's for like your car, to pour in your fuel in your car. It's pretty much an alcohol based product. A lot of hikers use that. It burns real well. All in all though, finding fuel along the trail using this alcohol stove is much simpler than the little jet boils where you have to buy little teeny propane canisters. Those create a lot of waste, and sometimes your canister will be not quite empty. You might have one more dinner in the can, and you'll have to buy a new can in town for your next 3 or 4 days. So then you're hiking with 2 cans, unless you want to just throw away some propane from the previous can. And those cans are way more expensive than just buying some simple rubbing alcohol or denatured alcohol. So that's all I got to rant about. Oh, and each food bag also I provide a lighter. So you get a stove, pot. Pot has handles and a little holder. And if it's windy, you might have to get behind the rock or somewhere out of the wind to help prevent the wind from blowing your stove out. Because if it's super windy, that's the only downside that I know of. You might have to struggle to keep the flame lit. Alright, so that's food. And now, I'm ready to start part 2. And we'll start with, start with clothes. So, first outfit is what you will be hiking in. So, I've got a pair of underwear. Note, that is me personally, my only pair of underwear, because I don't plan on changing them. If they get wet from rain, I'll just take them off and go without. Pair of socks. If you want to bring a second pair of underwear, sure, go for it, but to me it seems a little pointless. Again, I just give suggestions. What you do is your own decision, and some things you just learn the hard way. So, hiking t-shirt, thin, not cotton, like a synthetic active wear shirt. And I'm only hiking shorts. I've got these fancy shorts that you can zip legs to, so they double as pants. Again, synthetic. You don't want to hike in blue jeans because they take forever to dry out and are extremely heavy. Synthetic material dries out a lot quicker and is not as heavy. So this is what I will show up to the trailhead wearing, my hiking outfit. In the rest of my bag, I will have what we refer to as camp clothes. In case these are soaking wet from sweat or rain and you want to put on some dry clothes when you get to camp, you'll take these off, hang them up, wring them out if they're that wet, because they dry a lot quicker if you wring out your clothes. Change your socks. These are camp socks. Another pair of shorts. It is coming up on fall, so if you want a second pair of pants, maybe a set of sweatpants to wear. I personally don't have shorts because I have a base layer, but again, fall, so I've got a long sleeve denim shirt. So that's my camp outfit. long sleeve shirt, another pair of pants. During my through hike, I started February 27th and got snow and sleet the third day in. It was 13 degrees when I went through the Smoky Mountains, and I got about a foot and a half of snow. One thing that definitely saved me was this Under Armour base layer. It's kind of like a spandex material, but it's pretty thick. It's not cheaply made. This is the top, real tight, snug turtleneck. I will not take this with me on my weekend hike because it's not going to be freezing cold. It's still fall weather, and I don't plan on hiking in the snow. These are the pants that go with it. The set, it's like a $120 set of Under Armour base layer, but some sort of spandex or yoga pants or long johns for a base layer. If you're cold-blooded, it's definitely an option. I won't be using this again for my upcoming hike. It's only going to be down into the 50s, low in the 40s. I will, however, take my toboggan. Now this is a little extreme, a little big, but that's what I like. Because at the end of the night, when you're sitting on top of a mountain at 4,000 feet elevation, it can get a little chilly. So having your ears covered helps. And this, you don't have to have this if you want to bring a little scarf or anything, but this is just a neck buff. It's worth bringing only because it's super lightweight. It's pretty warm. It can be worn multiple ways. Y'all know the neck buffs. Alright, so toboggan, neck buff, jackets. This is just a rain jacket. Just a real basic. Most of us have a thin rain jacket, nothing too extravagant. This one actually is a fire department one that came from the Goodwill. You'll need a rain jacket. It's also great for blocking the wind. So in the evening time, if it does get chilly, and you've got on your long sleeve shirt and your hiking shirt and your jacket, you can also layer your rain jacket on top for a little more wind protection. These typically just roll up very well and you tuck it into the hood. So I rolled up the entire bottom, tuck it in the hood. Rain jacket. Now you'll notice I don't have rain pants. Your skin's waterproof. I don't really think you need rain pants. If it's raining after you get to camp and you've put on your camp clothes and you want to stay dry, you should get in a shelter or get in a tent. When you're hiking, you just want to let the water run down your leg. So jacket, everybody will need a jacket. Obviously, I'm trying not to say obviously as much. I say obviously a lot. So everybody will need a jacket. The best option is a true down jacket. One of the perks is they squish up to almost nothing, and then once you let them back out, they start to fluff up, and they do wonders for the cold. This jacket is the exact one I thru hiked with. It's covered in patches and holes. It's lost a lot of its down filling. It's a little limp looking, but I have a hard time getting rid of it. It's still warm. If you don't have a down jacket, a hoodie would work just fine. You don't want to bring a big giant winter coat that takes up half the backpack. There's truly limited room in the pack, so this is what my jacket does, and I can stuff it more if I needed to. But a hoodie would just be just fine, because you could take your hoodie, layer your rain jacket on top, gives it a pretty good shell, and you'll be pretty warm. If you're cold at camp, you just get in your tent or lay in your sleeping bag. Two other pieces of clothing, your gears, your hat, if you want a hat, and sunglasses. Two items you might want to bring. Don't have to, but might want to. Alright, so that's it. I've got one outfit that I hike in, one set of camp clothes. Now, something about the camp clothes, your second pair of socks, you want to keep these dry. You sleep in these. If you get rained on during the day, when you get to camp and take off your wet socks and put these on to sleep in the morning time, you want to take these off, and unfortunately you put on your wet socks to go back into your wet shoes, because you want to keep these dry for the next night. And if you go putting these dry socks into your wet shoes, these are just going to become wet socks, and then you've got a stinky pair of wet socks in your bag plus a pair on your feet. So you keep your socks and your camp clothes dry. You always take these off in the morning and go back to your hiking clothes. Even if they're wet and cold, you put them on, you start walking, you'll warm up and they'll dry out. So, hoodie, buff, rain jacket, regular jacket, or a hoodie, camp outfit. Not a whole lot. If you need a little more, that's understandable. But remember, you don't want to go overboard. There's no reason to have 3 t-shirts and 4 pairs of socks. All right, now on to toiletries. Let's see. We're going to talk about the don'ts. Some things you don't want to bring. You don't want to bring deodorant. Nobody cares how you smell or if you smell. Just heavy and bulky, and you're going to stink regardless. You're not going to be able to shower, so you don't need deodorant. If you want to bring it, sure, put it on, but you don't need it. A comb. You're not going to be out there styling your hair. Ladies or guys with long hair, a lot of people will go ahead and do ponytails or braids before their hike. That way they don't have to deal with their hair and it's out of their way. So if you want to do something with your hair prior to, smart choice. Definitely don't want to bring your whole bottle of mouthwash. Think small, people. Little bottle of Listerine. If you want Listerine, get travel size. Same with toothpaste. This is a normal size toothpaste. It's actually kind of small, but think travel toothpaste. You don't want to bring your entire tube of toothpaste that weighs 10 ounces. Grab one of these little travel toothpaste. And if you don't have one under the counter in a bag with a toothbrush and dental floss, you probably should go to the dentist, because everybody's got these under the sink. Same with sunscreen. Little travel, think small, maybe a cream, maybe a small. Don't bring a giant sunscreen. Toothbrush. Obviously, you need a toothbrush. Females, you might want to check your calendar, and if you need tampons, maybe bring some tampons or whatever product you choose. Hair bows or scrunchies, stuff like that. Toilet paper. Toilet paper is in high demand. There's limited supplies. The shelves are empty, so you must bring your own toilet paper. I don't know whether you like the cheap rough stuff or the fluffy clouds, but you need to bring your own toilet paper. I will provide hand sanitizer to go in with your toilet paper, as well as a clip-on hand sanitizer that will go on the outside of your bag. So you'll have 2 spots with hand sanitizer. Last thing you want to do is get sick in the woods, so try to wash your hands with hand sanitizer. And one more fun thing, I've talked about this toilet paper thing before, you put it in a bag, you tear out the middle cardboard, and you might have to work to get it out. It's not just gonna fall out. You pull it out of the middle. So then this dispenses kind of like a tissue box. So when you go to poop, you set your bag on the ground, and if the ground's wet from the morning dew, your toilet paper won't get wet. Or if it's actually raining, because yeah, sometimes you might have to poop while it's raining in the woods, your toilet paper won't get wet. And all you do is pull it out, and it comes out in the middle. So your toilet paper doesn't roll down the hill. It's one of the coolest tricks I learned during my through line about the toilet paper. Need your own toilet paper. I would say you need your, obviously there it is. You need your medication. So if you're on a blood thinner or whatever, antidepressants, any medication, personal medication you need to bring. I cannot tell you or give you medical advice, but during my through hike, and something you might want to bring is ibuprofen, BC or goodie powders, some type of Tylenol option or Aleve or whatever you prefer. Allergy, not Claritin, it's pink pill. It does allergies. Benadryl. Yeah, Benadryl. Also bee stings and stuff, Benadryl. One thing I carried for 6 months, never had to use, anti-diarrheal. If you do get the runs or your stomach hurts, these could make a big difference. You don't want to bring a whole box of 12 capsules, so maybe just bring a couple. Medication, you can bring medication. I can't give you that stuff. Kind of off topics from toiletries, but if you want to keep your cell phone charged the whole 3 days, bring your own battery bank. Don't forget to charge it, and a cord for your phone, and then headphones. Nobody wants to listen to your music. You may love it, but most people want to hear the wilderness. So bring headphones if you plan on listening to music. You might also want to download the music prior to coming. And once again, thanks for watching. Hope this stuff is somewhat useful and informative. And thanks for watching. Hope it's not been as boring as all the other ones. I don't feel as nervous as the other videos. Here's a look at what I do provide on a first aid kit. Just a couple little hot and cold patches for sore muscles. I've got brand new earplugs. You might sleep beside a snore, so there's earplugs in here. Don't hesitate to use them. Matches, waterproof matches, and a little cardboard fire starter along with some cotton balls. So it's like an emergency fire starter. Your rubbing alcohol, your camp fuel for your stove also makes a good fire starter. So if you're dealing with wet sticks, start small with little teeny twigs. Use a little bit of that alcohol stove fuel, and you can start a fire with that. There's Band-Aids in here. There's patches for the air mattress. If you get a hole in your mattress, I'm sorry. I hate that you're gonna have to sleep on the ground. There are patches in the first aid kit if you'd like to try to patch it. There's an emergency blanket, and in the group leaders first aid kit, there's a tick remover for anybody that gets ticks, a compass in case you somehow get lost out there, or just want to know which direction the sun is rising. So that's your first aid. It's just basic, nothing big. If you want to bring some ointments or whatever, some lotion, try to keep them small, lightweight. I think that's about it. I hope this helped clarify what exactly you need to bring. Toiletries like toothbrush, medicine, toilet paper. Don't bring big stuff. Clothes, you need a hiking outfit and then a camp outfit. One other thing I don't have up here would be camp shoes. Normally your feet are tired and exhausted and hot and sweaty. It's nice to take your shoes off at the end of the day. So a pair of flip-flops or Crocs. A lot of hikers use Crocs, some type of camp shoes that'll let your feet air out and breathe after you get done hiking. It's probably a good idea. I'll have a pair of flip-flops in my bag. 2 jackets. Pretty much it. Keep it simple. Thanks again for watching. Yada yada. Click the like and subscribe. I'll probably start adding some more videos just talking about stories and things I've learned. So click the like and subscribe, and happy travels. Peace.